Hey there folks, plus come by 51mm. I'm back in the garage today. Figured I'd do another video on some guns and ammo related topics. Hope you can see me. I look kind of dark. I do have this lantern here. It's not kind of, maybe if I set it right here. Yeah, it looks a lot better. I bought that back when it was snowing real hard. I will kind of keep it cat a corner from me though, because it is really bright, and you really can't ignore it though. Is the thing. So I'll probably set it. Let me see where it looks best on camera. I set it over here at the far end of the ladder where it was. See if that works. There we go. I'll just leave it right there. Cast the light still. Alright, well, today I'm filming on my phone again because my camera's still dead. I haven't charged it yet. I've been doing a lot of running stuff, but I went to Dunham's yesterday, as I said. I bought all that, 7.62 NATO M80 ball, and then I bought all that 7.62 by 3.9. But today I went to another gun store. Figured I would strike the iron while it was still hot, and I found a Magpul 40 round magazine. It's a Gen M3, and it was 10% off. It was $30, so I'm going to put some ammo in it. Let me move my camera a bit forward as well. Got it on the charger. Now I've got my XM193 American Eagle 223 ammo. As you can see here, military grade, so they say. Let me move my light out a little bit more. There we go. Yes, this is some good stuff. My Oracle absolutely loved it, like I said in the video. But I've got 40 rounds here, 220 round boxes. And in order to keep all my ammo from falling to the floor, because this table is, got holes in it, I brought a box that my first 4 came in, and I'm just going to dump all my loose rounds into this, and then fill the magazine up. So I'll fill, 20 in that, and then the other 20 and this, and we'll see if this bad boy will hold 40 bullets. Let me get my Storm Chaser 3 folder out. I've started carrying this bad boy again. Very nice knife. I've had this for 7 years. I'll open him up. This is a long outfit, as you can see. So let's see if it'll hold 40 rounds, 40 bullets. Take this cap off. They always include these things. It's annoying as hell. Anyway, alright. So I got 40 loose rounds in the big box of 223. And let's start putting them in. Then I'll have to do a function check another day. So far so good. They're going in pretty easy. I'll have to go back and get more of them, because these things were basically dirt cheap, because I got 10% off on them. So it didn't even come out to like really $30. It was a lot lower than that after taxes because of the 10% off. I mean, I've seen these 40 rounders. I've seen the Stanag steel 40 rounders for sale, and them things are like $60 a pop. So this is the first like Magpul 40 rounder I've seen that didn't cost an arm and a leg. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to buy that. The gun store I went to was the gun store I bought my M24-47 Mauser. And I gotta tell you, I got shot more up there because he gets more and more cool stuff every day. He has a Scar L on the wall, or Mark 16, as it's sometimes referred to in the military. And I got to hold a M&M. That's M&M, like, you know, the candy, but, you know, it's a rifle company. M&M M10X in 7.62 by 3.9, and it takes AK-47 mags, and that thing was dope. That was a dope rifle. It weighed less than my M70 Z-Pap by a considerable margin. I mean, I can't really compare with the Z-Pap that I've got because I've got a light and laser and EOTech on it, but even when it's naked, the M10 weighed less than it, the M10X, and then it weighed less than my AR as well. Very nice rifle. I held an SKS, looked it over. It wasn't too bad. And then I looked at a bunch of shotguns. He had a Mossberg, I forget what the Mossberg, like 590, I think, with wood stock. Kind of looked like an old trench gun from World War I. It had the heat shield up on top and everything. That caught my eye. That's about the same price as that 1911 I seen at Dunham's. I'm getting to the end here. Got 3 bullets left. So I may get that 12 gauge. I don't know. But then he also had a Glock in 10mm. That really surprised me as well. Alrighty, so that is 40 rounds plus. In this magazine, it's completely full. There are no loose rounds. I'll hold it open. So that dude absorbed all. I'll just set this in the floor for the time being. But this dude absorbed all 40 of those, and it's rocking and raring to go. There was no, like, you know, even like getting to the point where the, you know, usually when you fill magazines up, like the closer you get to the bottom, the more like harder it is to push them in. I didn't have that problem with this dude. This thing had very nice spring tension, although I will say that, you know, with it being not so like hard to push them in the lower it got, that may be a sign that, like, because I know on some 40 rounders they had like 30 rounders for the M14, for example. I gotta move that bit. For some like the 30 rounders for the M14, the straight ones. They have curved ones now for the M14 that are like this, that are 30 rounders. But them straight ones, sometimes that, like, you know, as the gun would be shooting, it would, you know, shoot them, launch them all up. Once that spring got some, you know, tension back, and it just push them all up. So I'll have to keep an eye out for when I test this thing out to make sure it don't do that, because I don't want to be, that would be just a nightmare. You'd be sitting there shooting, you know, got your AR-15, you're on the range, or, you know, doing standing drills with this thing. All of a sudden, it just pushes all 40 of them up through the upper. I don't think, well, I don't know. I just don't want, I've seen it happen on FNFALs, FNFAL mags that are, like, you know, higher than standard capacity. I've seen it happen on M1As, and I've seen it happen on AKs too, when you get them aftermarket mags that are like bigger capacity than what is usually recommended, or, you know, at standard size, like a standard for an AR M4 is 30 rounds. Like M14 at FNFAL, it's 20 rounds. AK, same deal, 30 rounds. Then you get some of these mags that increase that number drastically, like, you know, they're extended magazines. You know, sometimes like I said, on videos on YouTube, I've seen them where they just, when you start shooting them a little bit, that spring takes off and just jets them all up through the feet lips. like a rocket. So I have to keep my eye out for that. But so far, it seems promising. It took all 40 rounds, no problem. So next test would have to be take it to the range and shoot it, lock it up in the gun, and fire. But yeah, I have to go back and get more of these at that gun store. That dude had a lot of cool stuff. He had another Mauser in there, a Yugo M48, and it was almost in the same pristine condition as my M24. And I almost the urge to ask him, hey, I'd like to buy this. It's like here's an M48 Yugo Mauser in excellent condition. Same as my M24, but I'm like, I gotta get that M24. Both would shoot 8mm, of course, but I've already got the one. I need to work with it, and then after I've played with it a little bit, maybe go back and get another one. But yeah, he had a lot of nice stuff in there. I need to go back to him more and more. Back before the pandemic, he had a Chinese M305 M14 rifle in stock. But of course, I wasn't working at Amazon then, or I'd have bought that. The Norinco M14s are extremely rare here in the States because they didn't start really importing those until like the mid-90s, like literally right before that Norinco arms ban went through, thanks to fucking Bill Clinton. And they didn't get a whole lot of the Norinco Chinese M14s in. So I mean, thinking back on it now, you wish you could have had it, but I've let several get away, but that was one that I would have, if I'd had the money at the time, I'd have bought it right then and there. But yes, I need to go back and get more of these, and I need to see how this one performs first. But yes, the loading part of it was very good. I was impressed with that because sometimes even those smaller Magpuls, the closer you get to filling it to capacity, it starts, it gets harder to push them in. I didn't have that problem with this thing, so I don't know. Well, let me put my bullets back. May as well make this a little video, talk some more. But yes, I will, that current M24 Yugo that I've got, I found all the stuff I want to add to it. Basically all in one website, and none of it's very expensive, and I'll have that dude scoped before you know it. I'm going to do long eye relief scope on it, like a scout rifle. Oh my. No, first let me close this. Okay, now it's starting to have some issues pushing the bullet out. Okay. And just took the opening of the knife here. You see where it's open? I just put it on this feed lip like this. You can see that, like that. And just push the bullet forward, so. Oh, drop the bullet. So I may have to do that, unloading them, about kind of like how I do, like my AK. My AK is Bakelite mags, or bulgy mags that I got for it. Loading it was easy, getting it unloaded is a bit of a pain. Ow. That felt good. Well, the easy way to unload one of these is, you just load it up in your AR and go bump fire a wood pile out in the woods. That's the easiest way to unload. Now that I've got the it's coming along easy now, hand unloading it. I have to sort all these bullets back out, put them back in their individual cases. Ow. Man, them feed lips they're kind of jagged back here. Back here. Kind of sharp. That plastic's kind of pointy. And some people would say, oh, well, you did that when you took your knife and, you know, took the back end of your knife and fed them out like this, you know. But I didn't push on it that hard. All right, it's getting easier. It's a nice day out today. It's kind of rainy, but muddy as hell. It's coming along good now. That was it. All 40 out. So, you know, thumb unloading, it's kind of difficult when it's fully loaded from what I've seen right here. But you can, once you start getting them out and you get to, like, say about the 30 round markers, 35 something, then it's a breeze. So, I mean, it's not really a big deal. But yes, I will have to test it out. So far, I'm impressed with it. Yes, I'll have to go back and get more. And like I said, on the M24, I've got everything. That will be getting that customized and ready to go will be a lot quicker than, you know, what I did for my M70. So, yes, that's, you know, what I figured I'd talk about that. But, I am going to get a tri-rail for it, if I forgot to mention that. I can't remember if I mentioned that in the video or if I told Andy Prairie Dog in a comment. I'm going to switch the handguard out on my M70 because I took the M-Lock handguard off the other night because one of the screws backed out on the rails. And I was like, oh, well, I'll just take it apart and, you know, I'll just take it apart, put the screw back in and tighten that rail back down and be good to go. Well, I got that sumbitch in handguard off, put the screw back in the rail, tightened up the spacer on the back of the rail, you know, and it's all nice and secure, snug. I tightened them all up. And then I went to put the handguard back on the AK, and the two lugs that are on the end of the handguard just defied reality. Did not want to go back into the receiver, and that pissed me off. That pissed me off because it will fall out once you get that front stock ferrule out. You know, you flip the little lever up and push that forward. The handguard will just fall out like it's out of spec. Like the tolerance between the receiver and those two lugs is like 15 thousandths on each side, and it'll just fall out. But to go put it back in, you about need to have a sledgehammer. It pisses me off so bad. So I'm going to get a Ultimac tri-rail for the bottom rail section. You know, a legitimate Picatinny rail handguard. And put that on there and never have to worry about screws backing out again. Just, all I'd have to do at that point is just to repaint it all. Because I do plan to repaint my AK. The paint on it's wore off pretty significantly. And, you know, that would be a solid system from then on, because even the rail where the first four sits does this. It wobbles, even after it's tightened down. And I know some people would say, well, just use blue Loctite, and I thought about that, but at the same time, you know, I take the M-Locks off of that handguard when I get it replaced and put those M-Lock rails on the Bula M14 when I get it. So that's just, you know, it saved me money and time buying more pick rails, and I could just, you know, swap them, put them on another gun. And then I'd have a solid mount set up for my AK at that point. So anyway, I figured I'd show off my new 40 rounder. Sorry it was so long. I had some other stuff to talk about gun-wise as well. Figured I'd do a video. And this is nice out. You know, figured to do a little long video, update some stuff, tell you what my future plans are and all that, and show off my new AK, or not new AK, my new AR mag, 40 rounder. So, this has been Pliskin by 51mm. Catch you all in the next video.